News, reviews, and other info from the mind of Evike.com, the manic depressant. Actually, I have ADHD. Actually, I don't even think it's that. I think I just need medicine. First sticks. Marker. What's up, guys? You know, one of my favorite YouTubers is Sexy Phil. He's a sexy guy, and he has really good information. And I just thought to myself, you know, really, Airsoft doesn't have somebody who can do that. So I thought, I get a lot of questions in the storefront every once in a while. So why don't I just talk to you guys here? You know, that's better than meeting me in the store, I guess. Okay, so I think one of the first things to start out with is probably like one of the highest commented things like in the world, which is why we keep filming M4s. And I totally agree with you. We do keep filming M4s, and it's kind of dumb. However, you guys keep buying M4s, so if you keep buying them, then guys who make airsoft guns will continue to make them. So then I got to film more videos about them. So now that seems like a ridiculous claim for me to say that there are so many M4s that they just keep making more. But understand this, you guys have seen our huge Evike gun wall. And like 2/3 of that is M4s. So that tells me that that is by far and wide the most popular. Granted, I don't need to do a video on every single one. But because they are so popular and there are new ones getting released all the time, I figured, you know, we'll just talk about these then. So why are they so popular? Well, that's because video games glorify, U.S. Special Forces, and the primary weapon of choice for U.S. Special Forces happens to be AR platforms like the M4, M16. Granted, I know my favorite gun's the 416, and that's not technically an M4, but it's Airsoft, and we use the same magazine. So it's an M4. It is so easily upgradable. I mean, there are so many options in terms of like tuning and accessories and things that you can do with an M4, and upgrade parts and use the version 2 gearbox. And those are really easy to work on, especially for guys that are just getting started into teching. Like when I was first starting out, my first gearbox was a version 2 gearbox, and I totally ruined it. But that's okay because I learned how to work on a gearbox, and then ultimately when I went to P90s and version 3s and things like that, then I could actually get a grip on what I was fixing because I had worked on something that kind of looked similar. So if you guys are like that, start with a version 2. So but why else are M4s so popular? And besides the fact that they look really cool and they're featured in all the video games and they're the U.S. Special Forces, well, that's because there are so many accessories offered for them. I mean, what other airsoft gun allows you to change that many stocks and that many grips and that many accessories and that many rails and have so many options for customizing the complete look to make you look so much different from every other airsoft gun on the market? Yes, there are quite a few that tend to look like Magpul-ish. And that's cool because Magpul's a really, really nice brand and they make very high quality products for M4s. However, the point is that you can, take all these things, stocks and things, and make your gun instead of an AK like everybody else's. Love you, AK guys. Just kidding with you. But if you are in the market for another airsoft gun, you don't necessarily want to go to an M4. Rest assured, there are plenty of other ways to customize an airsoft gun with M4 parts or making your M4 smaller. You could always make a machine pistol or convert an AK into an M4 style or put an M4 stock on a G36 or an MP5 or an AK or a sniper rifle. Here's what you do. Mag inception. You take a G36, you put an M4 mag well. You use our AK-74 mag to look like an AK inside an M4 inside a G36. Whoever sees that's going to be so confused by what gun you're running, you're going to be able to light them up in the throat and they won't even know what happened. Buy an M4. Don't buy an M4. Find a G36. Put an M4 AK mag in it. And then put an M4 stock. Well, that's all that was on my mind today. Sorry to steal that, Phil. We'll see you guys later.